Hi, my name is McElvey Neal. I'm the special projects editor with the Haitian Times. So we here at the Haitian Times, and I think everyone who's been covering the impact of immigration and customs enforcement on our community, are feeling the sadness of this third death that we're seeing in our community. Emmanuel Damas died at age 56 in an Arizona hospital after being in ICE detention for some time. From what we initially reported, his health started to decline after he suffered a terrible toothache or tooth infection. And as a result of being ignored in custody, it seems like by the time he was rushed to the hospital, it was too late for him to be saved. And so today we're sitting down with his family, his brother, Prisoner Nelson, who's based in Boston, to tell us a little bit about what happened. And you know what the family would like to see happen from here on out. So Mr. Nelson, Prisoner, thank you so much for taking time during this difficult period to sit down and talk to us about your brother.
Thank you so much for having me. And I say hi to all of your followers.
Thank you so much. So first, I'd like to start just by understanding a little bit about you and your family. Our understanding is that Mr. Damas was a recent arrival. He had applied for asylum and been denied. And somehow he ended up in ICE custody from Boston, where your family is based. So let's start there. Like, how did he come to the US, first of all?
First of all, we are a small family. My mom has three of us. My older brother, Mr. Damas, who passed away last week, and my brother and I, my twin brother Presley, and I, Prisoner. So it's only three of us. We've been here for the longest time, Presley and I. And during the Biden administration, there was a program called Haitian Humanitarian Parole, which we applied for him, and he was lucky enough to be part of the people that were granted parole to come here to the United States. On February 19th, 2024, my brother President flew to Haiti to bring him here. So it was a big family reunion because for a very, very, very long time, all four of us were never together.
Wow.
So either Presley went to Haiti or I went to Haiti or my mom, but not all four of us together. So it was a big reunion where my family, Presley's family, and my mom and him, we were together. We were having a really, really good time.
Wow.
And we did that with the impression that the fact that this country, the United States, who is, as far as I'm concerned, the biggest country on earth. This is the only country where you come here with nothing, someone like me, you are able to achieve great things. And I wanted the same thing for him as well. I wanted him to come here, even though he come here mid-age, 54, but I thought he had a chance of achieving some big goals, and he has dreams. So when he came here, one of the things that he said to me, and he was not able to achieve either one of them. He wanted to visit New York City. Unfortunately, I didn't get to take him there. And he wanted to work hard to purchase a BMW.
Wow.
So he wanted to drive a BMW. Unfortunately, his life was cut short due to negligence at the correctional center where he was, and he had been complaining about a tooth infection. Unfortunately, they didn't take that seriously. By the time that they decided to take him to a correctional center, it was a bit too late. We're gonna talk more about what happened, how it happened.
Of course. Before we get into that, tell me a little bit more about your family in Haiti. You said, you know, part of the dream was being able to come from nothing, right? Move to the US and make something of yourself. So tell us a little bit about your family's journey, as immigrants, what your life was like in Haiti, and ultimately why and when you decided to move here to the US.
We are from Okai. Okai is the south part of Haiti. That's where we are from. We went to school there and everything else. When we came here, we didn't have nobody. We didn't have parents in there. Nobody. It was Presley and I. So we had to go to school. And
Hmm.
that's one of the first thing that we realized that in order to make it here, you had to go to school. We had to go to school. We worked hard. We had many jobs. But at one point in life, I realized that um, working for corporate America would not be able to help me make it to get where I wanted to be. So
Hmm.
I said that I'm gonna take matters into my own hands. Then we're gonna open up a business, and
Okay.
we became entrepreneur. And with that being said, we were lucky enough. We opened a small business, small transportation business with just one car. And now
Hmm.
technically we have a mid-sized business with 50 vehicles where we, on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, we hire 50 people. We have 50 people working for us. And we are investing in real estate as well, where we have a couple of properties here and there in Massachusetts, where
Hmm.
there's a huge needs for
House,
housing,
yes,
and we are
affordable housing.
exactly, and we are able to help people, not only Asian people, but people in our community who needs a place to stay. So
Hmm. Yeah.
that's our story, and we are very lucky. And we wanted the same thing for him as well. Unfortunately, he didn't get to achieve none of that.
So I imagine while you and your brother were here building up this business in transportation, this is like a taxi delivery or limo service you guys have?
At first, at first, I studied as a taxi type of limo type of thing with
Hmm.
with Uber, but I didn't really like it. I only did it for 1 year. Then I said, enough
Yeah.
of that. I'm going to do my own thing. Then I purchased another vehicle. Then I started doing like school transportation where we have
Oh,
contracts with many school districts in throughout the state of Massachusetts, where we are in the business of providing school transportation, daily school transportation for students, and we do medical transportation as well. We do charter as well, where we're taking people all the way to New York, Pennsylvania,
yeah.
yeah, and DC. That's the
That's
furthest
a
that we go.
That's a wonderful success story and
Thank
so
you.
typical of the Haitian story, right? Like you come here, you work hard, you see an opportunity, you make the most of it, and you contribute to the community you're in. That's such a classic, Haitian American story.
Yes.
So I imagine throughout that time, as you all were doing well here, you were helping to support family in Haiti, like your brother, or is that part of the
Not
story as well?
not only family but friends as well. But
Mm-hmm.
I mean, as my brother, he had benefited the most. But our thing is the way that we grew up, we were raised. It's helping each other. So if I'm blessed enough, then I must be able to pass it along to others as well. But
Right.
yes, most definitely, my brother he was very very blessed and grateful for all the things that we have done for him as well.
Mm-hmm. Well, tell me a little bit more about his personality. Like, what did he like to do? Did he have children of his own or a family of his own in Haiti before moving here? What was he a trained professional as well, or working in Haiti to some extent?
My brother was a very joyful person.
Mm-hmm.
He loved music. His favorite band was Magnum Band, like
Yeah.
the the old age. I
Yes.
mean, he would listen to Magnum Band. One of the things that I had to do when Dadu Pasquet passed away recently, I had to call him to let him know about it, and he was very sad about it. That was his favorite artist, and
Oh,
he loved dancing. He would dance, and this guy does know how to dance. He called himself a professional dancer. I mean. he was in charge of a carnival band in Ohio where we from. So
Wow.
he had lived a good life and happy life as well.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, there was not a lot of opportunities for him in Haiti. So we would find a job here and there and to do a couple of things, but nothing sustainable
Yeah.
could help him and his family. He did have two children. He has a 22 years old children and
Mm-hmm.
12 years old children as well.
Mm-hmm.
He was very happy the fact that he came here, then he will be able to support not only himself, but his two children as well.
Yeah.
Um, you know how we are Asian people. I mean, sometimes we don't have the means. We
Mm-hmm.
are asking for someone, but once the opportunity comes, we feel like, you know what, enough of that. We're not going to be asking anymore. We'll be able to provide for our own self. So
Mm-hmm.
that's how he looked at it when he first came up here, say, you know what, finally. And he was willing to do anything. At one point, one day he had called me, say, brother, get me a job. I don't care what it is. I will do it. So he
Mm-hmm.
was willing to do anything. You name it, the worst job in,
Yeah.
in this country, he was willing to do it.
Wow.
So that's his story. He had lived a good life
Mm-hmm.
and a very happy person, a very, very happy person. And he would sit here and tell you about all the things that he has done in his early teen and 20s and 40s.
Mm-hmm.
That's the type of person that he was.
He does seem to be very happy and joyful in that photo that you shared with us. And it's just unfortunate that, that light has been extinguished as of last week. So now I'm curious to know, when you first heard about the opportunity, did he reach out to you to apply for the humanitarian parole program, or did you reach out, or was it a no-brainer that here's an opportunity, let's bring him up? And how did he react to that process once it was underway?
He didn't know about the process. I reached out to him to tell him about it. And one of the first things that I wanted at that point on, getting a passport in Haiti was not an easy thing, by no means necessary.
Oh, okay.
So I said to him, do you have a passport? Then he said, yes, I do. I said, okay, no problem. So I filled out the form for him. Actually, I didn't do it. My brother Presley did it for him.
Mhm.
And it took a couple of months. I don't remember how long, but probably like 3 to 4 months, something like that,
Yeah.
before we had received a travel document for him.
Yeah, there was a backlog. I
Yeah, that
recall
was
back
backlog.
in
Yeah, that was,
2023, the rush of everyone applying outside of the different passport offices, standing and lining up outside the embassies and all of that. In the middle of the gang violence and
yeah.
all of it, people were taking the risk to go
Yeah.
seek out these documents. So
And
yeah.
one of the things that I mean, it's not the time to laugh, but sometimes good memories makes you smile. So when I picked him up, because he came on February 19th, 2024, he was cold that night. So
Mhm.
I picked him up at Logan Airport and he was extremely cold. And he was like this, oh, and he said, oh, really? I never thought it was that bad. So that was one of the good memories that I had. When he first came. That was his first thing because we had a layover in Florida. It was nice weather in Florida, but once the plane landed here,
Yeah,
didn't have any jacket, nothing like that. So I had the jacket in my car.
I
Then,
see. It's a shock to the system, that's for
yeah,
sure.
yes.
We can all relate. So now, what was his life like in Boston once he got here? Did he start working with you all, or, I mean, he came through the parole program, so he was eligible for the employment authorization documents, working papers, and all of that. So how did his life evolve from there?
So once he came here, within 24 hours, I did all his paperwork and everything for him within 24 hours. Then he had to wait until he had received his paperwork. So what we did, the fact that I have a small company, I hired him to work for us. So he didn't have to go look for a job. So I had to show him how to get around first, obviously. It took a little bit for him to know how to get there from right here where I am. That's where he used to live.
Mm-hmm.
Then after that, he worked for us. He worked for us until the 19th of the 14th of September when he was arrested by Boston Police Department.
Okay, so let's get into that a little bit. Was he working as a driver or an aide in the?
He worked as an aide because he didn't have, there was a language barrier,
Yes.
so he could not pass the English test yet. I know he was not ready for that yet, but
Okay.
he had helped us as an aide and everything
That's
that we needed to be done there. So he was really happy to do it.
Okay, that's wonderful. So before he even got arrested in September of last year, you were about to say,
Yes.
did anything go through your mind once we all started seeing and hearing the administration's, goals of mass deportation and rounding up people who were undocumented or illegal, in their words here? Did that concern you at that time?
Do the fact that he came here on February 19, 2024, he was eligible to apply for TPS, temporary protected status, which he
Yeah.
did apply for. And he
Mhm.
was called to get fingerprinted. We took him there, so he was fingerprinted. So in my mind, I never thought of anything like that because he had another type of, because we knew this program that he came on, the humanitarian Haitian humanitarian power, was
Mhm. The
only
Biden
eligible to
program.
stay exactly for 2 years.
Right.
So by applying for temporary protected status, it will still be legal. Now we understand that there's a litigation process going on with the
Mhm.
government trying to end it, but it's as far as I'm concerned, it's still not
Still
ended
valid.
yet. It's still valid. So because of that, that was not a concern for me or for us for him because we knew that he had applied for TPS, then he should have been just fine.
Okay. So now, tell us what happened on the 19th of September, I think you said, when he was first arrested.
So what happens was something very minor. He was home with one of his child. It's a
Mhm.
12 years old at that time,
Oh,
and
a younger child.
yeah, younger child. So he had a couple of beers. The child wanted to stay outside.
Mhm.
He had stepped out and stay on the sidewalk. But he's very tiny little kid. So you would think that he's probably 6 or 7 years old. So
Okay.
he had asked the child to come inside. The child would not listen. And in the meantime, someone in the neighborhood had called the cops. So now when the cops showed up, he was
Sorry, they called the police because there was yelling, like
not to
what
call the
happened?
police because there was a child by himself walking on the sidewalk.
I see.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So the cops showed up and they waited for my mom to come home.
Mm-hmm.
So my mom came home and the cops said to my mom that they have been called, there's a kids on the sidewalk. They did not want to leave him outside. They waited for her to come home. So at that point on, my brother was inside. Then he probably heard my mom's voice. Then he came out. So for him, he's thinking that his son was the one who calls the cop. So, and he tried to discipline his son by slapping him in front of the cops.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. Asian people don't know the all the laws here, the culture, how things are being done. So he did it right in front of the cops. But it was just a slap. It wasn't like boot. He wasn't like he didn't have a belt where he was hitting him, nothing like that. So they took him in because of that. And
On which charge? Like battery on a child? Like what? Do you remember what the charge was that they arrested him on?
well, we're gonna get to that. So that happened around 9:30 p.m. at night,
Mhm.
Sunday night, September 14th. So 9:30 p.m. he was gone. We don't know where they took him. Then 3 hours later,
Sorry, prisoner, just really quickly. When the police first arrived at the house, which is your home that you all share, the the police didn't ring your doorbell to see if there was an adult inside when you said they waited for your mom to get home, but your brother was inside the whole time. Why
yes,
did he come out before your mom got home?
I don't quite know if they did ring the bell or not,
Hmm.
but as far as I'm concerned, he probably had a couple of beers. He was like laying down or something. They probably did ring the bell.
Okay.
I don't know because I wasn't there.
Yeah.
I am not able to tell if that was the case or not.
Does his child speak English? Was the child able to tell the police or the neighbor that his dad or her dad was at home?
Very little English. Now he's speaking more English because
Yes.
he's been here for a bit more
Mhm.
time, but very little English.
So going back to the night of that night in September, your brother is arrested, the police take him in, and you don't know where he's taken initially, you were
Correct,
saying.
correct.
So now
We
how's everyone reacting in the house? And at which point did you hear about this scenario, this scene at your house?
So it was sad. It was really sad when we heard they took him in. We
Mhm.
didn't know what to make of that. So our only thing was we're gonna have to deal with the big mess, talking about DCF involved, things like that. So
Right.
never thought about ICE. So that happened around 9:30 p.m. So 3 hours later, 12:30, he called me to tell me that they asked for $450 to bail him out. And
$450.
$50. And I needed to be there by 3 a.m. in the morning. I said, okay, fine, I'll be there shortly. So by 1 o'clock, I was in front of the jail where they took him. So my thing was, and I got the answer for that yesterday from the mayors of Boston. She had called me. We had a very brief conversation. I shouldn't say brief. We had a very good conversation
Mhm.
where I even said the same thing to him because there's a precinct not too far from where I live now, which is a couple of minutes away. Instead of taking him to that precinct, they took him somewhere all the way to downtown Boston. It's called Nashua Jail.
Mhm. Mhm.
So now he called me. So the answer that I got from the mayor of Boston, it's because at night they don't have much support there at that precinct. So in terms of food, things like that. So
Okay.
it's best if they take someone who's just been detained to that location where they have more support. Fine,
Mhm.
I got that answer yesterday. So got there at 3 a.m. in the morning. When I got there, actually I got there at 1 a.m. in the morning. I waited for 2 hours. Around three something, someone came and took the money from me, for the bail's money. And she said to me, he'll be out shortly. So as I'm waiting, there was two guys, very like muscle guys, walk in with jackets says federal agent. In the back of my mind, I said, these people looks like ICE. Didn't make much of that. I kept on waiting. So they were like talking with the security guard at the jail, and after that they went inside. They didn't come out. Didn't make much of that. So half an hour, 40 minutes went by. He didn't come out. At that point on, one of the security guards came up to me and said, "Well, I'm sorry to see you waiting for so long. Unfortunately, he was picked up by another agency." I was shocked because I just gave someone $450 to bail him out. So now someone else came out to tell me that he's gone. And I said to him, was it ICE? He said, most likely it was ICE. Then my entire life ever since is upside down. upside down. We didn't know where they took him. He was gone till last week. Never had a chance to see him again. So now, a couple of days went by. We didn't know where he was. We kept on going on ICE website to find some information. There was nothing. Probably 4 or 5 days later, that's when they posted that his information there. So they took him to Buffalo, New York.
Wow. Wow.
So as once we knew he was there, we tried to hire a lawyer there. Then a
In New
week
York
or
State.
a week or two later, he was transferred again to Florence, Arizona. So at that point on, that's when they gave him a case number and everything. Then we hired a lawyer to represent him.
Okay.
So
So at this point, it's October 2025.
yes, somewhere in October 2025. So in the meantime, he was going through the litigation process. He had a couple of appointments, all that. Then he had applied to the lawyer had applied for asylum for him. His application was denied, and we filed an appeal for that.
Okay.
So
So
he
his
was
first asylum claim was while he was already in custody, in ICE
yes,
custody. I
yes,
see.
yes. Because keep in mind, he had applied for temporary protected status and fingerprinted, but never received anything up until today. So now he's going to, I believe, January 29. That's when we filed the appeal. So he was waiting for that appeal process to happen.
Right.
Then mid-February, that's when he started complaining about a toothache, tooth infection.
Were you able to speak with him every once in a while he
He
was in custody?
he would what we would do is put money in his account where he would call us like 5 times, 10 times a day. So we were in constant communication with him throughout the
Okay.
entire stay.
And what was he speaking with you about when he would call? Just stuff he needed, how he was feeling, checking in on his child. What was he
Yes,
saying?
yes. He is someone that would adapt himself with any situation. Compare like me, something like this were to happen to me, I don't think I would survive a day there.
Yeah.
But he had friends. He was okay. He was waiting for the day for him to come out. Not
Yeah.
that he was happy with him being locked up,
Mm-hmm.
but he had some friends there. Then he would go out and have a good time with them. He was not someone who would play basketball or things like that. He was not into sports, but he
Mm-hmm.
would go there and then watch them playing or play dominoes or things like that with them. But he would call on a daily basis to check on my mom and check on his kids and myself and my brother as well. He would ask for random people
Of
and everything
course.
else. Sometimes we try to link, see if he wanted to talk to someone, so we'll do a conference call.
I
So
see.
he
Yeah.
will talk to someone as well.
So the friends he made at the correctional facility, were they other Haitians, just other immigrants who
Other immigrants. At one point there was a Haitian guy as well. But you know how this thing works. So some people stay there for a couple of weeks or months, then I don't know what happened, they are gone. Then
Mhm.
other people would come as well, but he was someone who would find friends very easily.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, so in February he started complaining of this toothache on one of these calls home that he
Not
made.
only on one call, every time that he would call, he would tell my mom that he has a toothache.
Mm-hmm.
Every time that he would call, to the point where you would tell my mom he went to the clinic to be seen by medical personnel there, and they
Yeah,
had given him ibuprofen or Tylenol. So
okay.
they didn't take the time to take him to a dentist
Mm-hmm.
to either remove the tooth or take care of it. Take
Yeah.
care.
Which tooth was it? Do you remember?
That's a good question. I don't remember. It's the type of thing like someone say I have a toothache. You don't care about asking them, is it like lower jaw, upper jaw? It's a toothache. So,
Yeah.
but I believe he was on the right side. Yeah,
Yeah. No, I asked because dental aches are very serious. And that's
yeah,
something I think everyone knows. That's why dental hygiene is so important. It's very easy to have, bacteria in your mouth then affect the rest of your health and make you sick. That seems, I mean, that's common knowledge as far as I know for to just maintain good general health. So
yeah.
that level of pain must have meant something really serious was going on. Uh,
Yes.
Okay, so when did it start to become really concerning where they finally took him to a hospital? How did things decline from there?
So last time I talked to him was on February 16th, I believe, President Day. So he had called me on 6 something, 6:35 p.m. So we had a short conversation that lasted 3 minutes. Then he did tell me about toothache, but he was just fine. I mean, he had the toothache, but he was
Yeah,
fine. So Wednesday, that's when he called and talked to my mom and said my mom could not even listen to his voice. That's when he started to get very serious. She could not even hear him.
like he was whispering because his mouth was hurting so
Yes.
badly.
Yeah, he was trying to talk, but it seems like he had a real hard time to express himself. So that was the last call that we had with him. Then right after that, we don't know what happened from that point on. Seems like on Thursday, he was admitted to the hospital. They took him to a hospital. When they took him to a hospital on Thursday, we didn't know anything because the last conversation that we had was on Wednesday, Friday night. That's when we had received a call to let us know that he was hospitalized and in critical condition. The next 24 hours would be very crucial for him.
Oh my
So
God.
keep in mind, someone admitted it's got to be on Thursday because on Wednesday he was still there.
Mm-hmm.
So someone admitted on Thursday, and on Friday, that person was in critical condition, being sedated. I mean, technically, he was intubated. So now I'm asking myself, when people, I mean, if because of a toothache, you go to a dentist, they extract your tooth, there's no reason for you to be laying down in a ICU bed. That's how I'm looking at it. It's because there was a gross negligence where they didn't give him the proper care at the right time. That's the reason why
Mm-hmm.
he got there on Thursday. I mean, we don't have the medical record yet,
Mm-hmm.
so we don't know for sure when he they took him to ICU,
Yeah.
when when he got intubated. We don't have all those details. But what I can tell you, on Thursday, that's when he was admitted to the hospital. From Thursday to Friday night around 8 p.m., that's when we had received the first phone call. And we spoke to a physician called Dr. Patel.
Mm-hmm.
And Dr. Patel said to us that it does not look good. It seems like he has pneumonia. So the next 24 hours will be very, very critical for him.
Oh my
Then
God.
half an hour later, we had called. Dr. Patel was not available. We talked to a nurse there,
Mm-hmm.
to the point where she said to us, this is our number, their number, the hospital number. Feel
Mm-hmm.
free to call to get update any information that we needed. So now we had a conversation Friday night around 8 o'clock to let us know about how sick he was.
Mm-hmm.
Next 24 hours will be very critical. I am not lying. I am not gonna lie to you. Saturday morning, I woke up. I wanted to call, but I was scared to call because I was told the next 24 hours will be very, very
So
critical.
critical.
So at one point around 8 or 9 a.m. in the morning, I said, you know what? I'm gonna have to call.
Mm-hmm.
Then I made that phone call. I was told that they are not authorized to release any information to parents anymore. I called probably like 3 times. The same information, the same thing was said to us. They are not. Then I said, last night we were told about the pneumonia. We were told to call this number to get information. Now, why all of a sudden I am calling, they are not releasing any information? Is he still alive? Sir, I could not answer that.
Oh my God.
So that's Saturday morning. So from Saturday morning to Thursday,
Mm-hmm.
we didn't hear anything. Up until Thursday, that's when we received another phone call from a social worker who said to us that our brother was just admitted to their hospital. That's a second hospital. So now, remember Saturday, they would
Yeah.
not give us any information. In the meantime, we were also told in order because we had asked to visit him.
Right.
So we needed to get an authorization to go to visit, to see him. So
Mm-hmm.
we were told to call US Marshal, to go on ICE website to request that. You know,
Mm-hmm.
we get that one around, you call people, it was weekend, we could not get to, no
Mm-hmm.
information, none whatsoever. I mean, the system, the incarceration system here, it's not the best system where you call or you send an email when you get through and they will email you back. It does not work that way.
Mm-hmm.
So in the meantime, my brother Presley, he went on their website. That's when we found out that the website said he's still at the correctional center. So my brother thought they took him back.
Mm-hmm.
But in my mind, I'm like, how on earth for him to was that sick on Friday night, then on Saturday or Sunday to take him back? That would have been the biggest miracle on earth.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because as far as I'm concerned, someone is in ICU. There's no way on earth you would take someone in ICU bed to
Move.
a correctional center.
Right.
So we were under the impression they took him back to the correctional center. But come to find out that was not the case. So if you ask me what happened between Friday night to Thursday, I will tell you we don't, that's a $65,000 question that we do not have answer. We
An
don't,
entire week. No,
yes,
no answer. It's just a black box to your family.
thank you. We
During
don't.
that time, did you all start looking at tickets to go to Arizona? What were you trying to do while trying to get permission or authorization to come see him during those 5 days?
Well, we didn't try, we didn't buy any ticket because it's not like there was an office where we would knock on the door and say, hey, you know what? I have my brother. This is who I am. I'm trying to find out where he's at. It doesn't work that way. So we didn't bother getting any tickets to go because we have no connection in Arizona, none whatsoever. Now
Mhm.
all of a sudden he's passed and we are able to link up to connect with some like elected official who can open gates. But 2, 3 weeks ago before while we were going through all this, it was my brother and I. I mean, we are not that well connected.
I'm
Um,
so sorry.
so that's the reality of things. So unfortunately, we did not purchase any tickets, but we were like wondering,
Mhm.
and I have to be honest with you, I thought he had passed away
From that
because
phone call Saturday morning when you had.
yes, I mean talking about Saturday morning, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, all day long in
Mhm.
my mind. But when I went online I Google what happened when someone being detained by ICE, what happened when they died. When I read the story, they
Mhm.
said they would call parents, and we didn't receive any phone call. I know.
Yeah.
I know he's still alive. I
Mm.
knew it because that's what
So
that's
that
the
gives you some
information
comfort.
online. That's a procedure
Mm.
they would have take. So now Thursday we receive a phone call from a social worker
Mhm.
letting to tell us that our brother was just admitted to their place on Wednesday. So now
Mhm.
we said, okay, can we talk to the people, the personal medical
Mhm.
personal um care
Mhm.
who was taking care of him? So yes, we did talk to people, and
Mhm.
at that point on, they said he had pneumonia, he had an abscess due to the tooth infection. He probably needed surgery.
So this was on the 26th of February, about 10 days after you last spoke with him.
Yes. When was the 26th? I'm
That was
looking at
a Thursday.
that was correct. That was Thursday.
Mhm.
So then they said they have to do surgery for him because if they don't do that surgery, he's not gonna make it. He's not gonna leave.
Okay.
So one of my question was, is he able to go through surgery now?
Mhm.
The doctor said he thinks if we do it, it's because we feel like he can go through it.
He has a chance. Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
Mhm.
So um Friday, Friday around 2, 3 p.m. That's when they took him to the operating room to get the
Okay.
surgery done.
Surgery.
So
Surgery.
he had two surgeries done to clean the abscess,
Yeah.
remove the infection, and to clear his lung as well, because it seems like he had water build up in his lungs.
Oh my
So
God.
now the surgery was done. They thought it was gonna last 5 hours. It seems like 3 hours and a half he was out and everything went well. We
Okay.
were excited, we were happy, but the physician said to us that he needed to have another surgery because they could not take the whole infection in the abscess
Wow.
because it was too much.
Okay.
So there's gonna be other surgery done.
Mhm.
So you know what? All we cared about is stay alive.
Right.
We didn't care about other surgery, anything like that. We are hoping and praying that he would make it through.
Mhm.
Then Saturday, the surgery happened on Friday around 3, 4 o'clock, um, Arizona time. Or
Mhm.
yeah. Then Saturday, we had received a phone call where they said his health was deteriorating real bad. And
Mm.
Saturday night or Saturday evening around 5, 6 p.m., we had received a phone call from the social worker to say to us that the authorization was given to us to come to see him.
Okay.
So once we got that phone call, we are online getting tickets. 4 of us flew there. I was not one of them. I was not able to make it. Some
Mhm.
of us flew there to see him.
So who went? Your mom, your
It's my
brother?
brother, my mom, my cousin, and my wife.
Okay.
They all went there to see him. They
Mhm.
didn't know he was that bad, but I knew he was that bad. My brother knew he was that bad. We kept it from my mom. I
Mhm.
mean, I had a conversation because I felt what's coming. So I
Yeah.
started to talk to him about it, get him ready, to get her ready to what she was gonna see. But she was under the impression that she would go see her sons not feeling well, sick,
Mhm.
but not in the ICU, not in a coma. So they flew Sunday morning very early. It was a long flight from Boston to Arizona, probably like 4 or 5 hours flight. Got there, get a rental car, went straight to the hospital. And once they got in there, it was not good. It was not good at all. So they stayed with him throughout the entire day. He was not able to speak, to open his eye, to say anything. I mean, my mom was crying. I mean, ever
What
since.
did they see? Like, how was he in the hospital room? My understanding is he was handcuffed, or
Yes.
is that correct? Like, what?
So his health was deteriorating very bad, very quick,
Hmm.
where they needed to put him on dialysis because his organ was shutting down.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah. And I mean, he was in a coma, intubated, while
Hmm.
laying down in his uh laying down, he was handcuffed. There was a chain on his feet and handcuffed as well. So it's getting worse minute by minute, minute by minute. So they
Hmm.
left the hospital around midnight, something like that. Then
But why
after
was
the,
he chained to the bed when he was in that condition?
I'm sorry, say that again.
Why was he still chained to the bed when he was in that
Well, not only that,
critical care?
he had two security guards watching over him. It,
Security guards or corrections officers or
well,
I.
correction officers, I don't know how you call them, correction officers. There was two of them, day and night, the entire time. I
Hmm.
mean, the guy technically laying down his bed deaf. It's
Yeah,
not like
yeah,
he could move or anything like that.
yeah.
So, I mean, we Haitian people, we don't do good with a handcuff. I mean, for my mom to see her son laying down, and keep in mind, the guy didn't do anything. As
Mhm.
far as I'm concerned, it was a little misdemeanor charge where he was trying to discipline his sons, and he had to go to see a judge. He didn't even get to see a judge, nothing like that. So it's not like he had killed people, nothing like that. It was something very minor. So now she's looking at her son laying down, handcuffed, chin on his feet. So it was very hurtful. It was not an easy moment.
What did
So,
she say? Do you recall in Creole what she said to you when she saw the condition that he was in when she arrived there?
well,
Quizá.
she cried a whole lot, where she said to me that li pat panse li tap vini la pou wè pititi a la ita sa.
Mm-hmm.
Li panse li tap vini la pou jwen nou pitit ki malay, ki lan operasyon, kote l ka fe ti toalet pou li, pase yon ti dlo, yon ti toal mouye lan figi li, all that. But she didn't think it was that bad. I
Wow.
knew it was that bad, but I didn't tell her it was that bad.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, uh,
So they're there, the guards or corrections officers are there. He's chained to the bed, even though he's intubated and sedated and all of that. So your family just stayed with him around the clock the
yes,
whole time. What
we
did
we
mm-hmm.
stayed there. They stayed there because I wasn't there. They stayed there till like 12 something, midnight. Then they left. They went to the hotel room.
Mm-hmm.
They slept there. Next day they woke up. They went back. That we're talking about Monday, March
Monday.
2nd. Yeah,
Okay.
March 2nd. So got there. I mean, it was really bad, really, really bad, where there was a meeting and they had called me to be part of the meeting, where the question was, if his heart were to stop, do we want them to resuscitate him, to do CPR?
So these are the physicians now
That's a physician
having conversations with you about
with
him
the family,
end of life,
yes. Yeah.
basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we declined that. We said nope, because what's the point? It seems like he's dying. If we do that now, then within a couple of hours, the heart's gonna stop again. This is, keep in mind, those are not easy conversation.
Of course not.
We
Of course not.
never thought on earth we would have that type of conversation. We were not ready for that type of conversation. Then there was not much time to think about things. It's not the type of conversation we would have with him. We didn't know what you would want in
Right.
that type of situation. So we had to make decision on
Right.
his behalf. So one of the things that we said, because they were gonna leave, I'm talking about all four of them, my mom, my brother, and my wife and my cousin, they were gonna leave the next day on Tuesday. So the last thing she would want, it's for her to get on a plane, wondering what's happening behind her when
Right.
she would get that phone call. And they decided that, you know what, he's not gonna last long. It's probably gonna happen either during the day or overnight.
Mm-hmm.
So we decided to unplug all the machines.
Yeah.
So one of the requests she had, she said that it is what it is, but before they unplug it, she would want her son to go as a free man. She said
Mm-hmm.
that she wants the handcuff to be removed
Mm-hmm.
and the chain to be removed as well. So the hospital staff had to call ICE to get their permission to do so. So within 20 minutes, hospital staff came and say, well, it was granted where they could remove the handcuff and the chain. So the security guard did remove the chain and the handcuff. Then at that point on, they started giving him morphine so he could go at peace and
Yes.
unplug all the machines and everything else. So 3:12 Eastern time, he passed away. He was gone. Up
Um,
until today, we never received any information, any phone call from either DHS, from ICE, from the hospital, from nobody about that.
they have not notified. Well,
Yes.
again, I'm really sorry. My condolences to your mother and you and your brother and your entire family and his kids. This is really a hard, difficult, unexpected way to see a loved one pass away.
Yes.
Um, and it brings up so many different questions, not just about care in the correction system or um, end of life care, right? Conversations we should or shouldn't have, but to go back to just even the initial arrest, we've been finding out over the past 4 or 5 months or so about these 287G agreements that allow some local enforcement to hold people under ICE detainers to be picked up, where even if they see a judge and they're not being prosecuted, they have to be held for at least 24 hours for ICE to go through its system to see who can be picked up and taken to custody. So that one seems to be maybe what happened to your brother there. Have you learned about that process at all, or how that
So,
came to pass when you were standing there waiting after making the bail payment?
so what happened was that's what I gathered from some elected official. It
Mm-hmm.
seems like if someone is if someone once someone is arrested, they take you in, they do
Mm-hmm.
fingerprint for you. There's a database.
Yes.
Once your info go into that database, all the agencies, they will know this is this person
Mm-hmm.
being detained at this specific location. And if they feel like, I don't know based on what type of criteria or anything like that, if they feel like you're a good catch, so they will go there and pick you up and take you in their detention center.
Mm-hmm.
At first, I thought people at Nashua jail had called
Mm-hmm.
ICE, but no way of doing, because I had a conversation with some elected official where I demand that an investigation is being done that night, find out if, because by law, Boston police should not call ICE on
Right.
any detainee. So the mayors is gonna looking at it. The mayors of Boston is looking at it, and other elected officials are gonna do their investigation to find out had they called or where they did they get his information
Right.
on the ICE that data center. I mean, I am not a
Mm-hmm.
political person. I don't want to get too political. It's to me, it's just like the guy came here in search of a better life. Instead of getting a chance at it, now we're gonna bury him.
Yeah.
And the reason why I'm doing this interview with you, I'm doing it for one reason. And that reason is I want people in my community, immigrants people, to know that this is dangerous time. They should not take things lightly. We should be very careful because things can get out of control in a matter of seconds. I know some people, they are very hyper. Sometimes we have issue at home where there's domestic violence, things like that. You go outside, you go on a nightclub to have a good time, then people have two more drinks, or people trying to drive while intoxicated. I am telling my people, I'm telling everyone, please be very, very careful, because I never thought in a second this would come home. It's a type of thing that you would see on TV, then you feel sad about it.
Yeah.
While I'm talking to you now, some people may feel sad about me. But guess what? If proper call is not made, the next day could have been someone else. I do not want to see any other family going through what we are going through now. That's what we are trying to achieve. I'm trying to achieve. I'm trying to put the words out there to tell people, be extra careful.
This
Be
is
nice.
a deaf situation now, not just immigration deportation.
Exactly.
Is what it's come down to.
That's what it is. And you know what? It gets to a point where I'm asking myself, if we didn't fill out this application for the poor guy, because we are in 2026, we're not talking about like 18th century, 1800, 1700, where toothache would kill someone. So if my brother was in Haiti, I can tell you for sure, he would have gone to any clinic, little clinic, in a rural area, not even in Port-au-Prince or big cities, where with 2,000 Haitian good, they would extract the tooth, step outside, get some antibiotics, some ampicillin, amoxicillin, or tetracycline, then it would be done deal. So now,
feeling regretful that you applied for him to come to the US? You think he'd still be alive in Haiti?
oh yeah, oh
Doing
yeah,
better?
oh yeah, oh yeah. Because things are not good in Haiti, but not to the point they cannot extract a tooth for someone. Things are not good. We're not talking about like brain surgery or spinal cord injury surgery or liver transplant, heart transplant. We're talking about extract a toothache. We've been talking for like over half an hour, right?
Yes.
So by then, he went inside to a clinic. He's out there. He's going
Yeah.
home
Within 30 minutes.
within 30
In
minutes.
your mind or your family's belief is that ICE killed your brother.
Well, what
Oh,
I what I believe is this: someone dropped the ball. There was negligence because when he was admitted to the second hospital, we were told by the physician there they didn't do anything for him at the previous hospital.
yeah.
So someone dropped the ball. So am I in a position to say who dropped the ball? No. But he's a victim. We are grieving. We are in pain. I don't care who's at fault, who's not at fault. We are grieving. We are going to bury our older brother.
Yes.
That's what it comes to. So people who are listening to me, please be very, very, very careful. You are not in Haiti. You are not in your country. I'm not talking about Haitian only. I'm talking about like every other immigrants people.
Immigrant, yeah.
Please be very careful. This is serious time. This is no joke. Take care. Be a good be good. I mean, be nice, be gentle. Because any little altercation with anyone,
Yeah.
you could end up in jail, and it's a matter of life or death now.
I mean, while this was happening, there was also the Karel Ped situation in Florida that transpired. Did you hear about that, or did that come across your family?
Yes, we heard about it on the media, in the media. I mean, I'm happy for him. It seems like he's a free man now. I mean,
Mhm.
I'm extremely happy for him and his family. Unfortunately, it
Yeah.
was not the same thing for our own family.
And
But
that's why I bring him up because you said earlier on that unfortunately you are not connected. You didn't know who or how to get access to your brother to find out even where he was, right? So
yes,
it's just interesting to note the difference in treatment between a high profile person where everyone is following, every movement
and
and tracking
because
it down. But the reality is that cases like your brother's, unfortunately, are the more common scenario.
yes, because he was a very high profile person in the media. His arrest went viral within minutes. So they didn't transfer him where he had stayed in Florida, where he was living.
Right.
Where with my brother, that was not the same thing. Nobody knew him. Now all of a sudden, people were talking about him. People know his name, but at that time in September, nobody knew him, so
Mhm.
he was not lucky enough. But I feel like it should be the same treatment for everyone,
Absolutely.
not connected people, well connected people get that kind of treatment. Someone who's less connected get another type of treatment.
Mhm.
So what I'm saying to my people is, please be careful. We need to be very, very careful because this is this is a different time where at different time, different measures must be taken.
Well, I hope that message resonates for our entire community in the coming weeks or months. As you know, as we all know, TPS is still
Pending
is in front of
investigation.
the Supreme Court now,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
As the administration continues its efforts to try to deport every so-called illegal in the country. So in the meantime, as prisoner is advising us, we have to be careful. It's not a choice anymore. It's more than just deportation that we're facing. Unfortunately, these are life or death situations. This is the third Haitian person who's died in ICE custody in the past 7 months. I'm sorry, since last April. This is a third Haitian person. So, we are in danger, and I really appreciate you, prisoner, for taking the time to talk with us and to try to get this message across to everyone. So please keep us abreast of arrangements to say final goodbyes to your
I
brother. And just know that the entire community sends with you and share in your pain.
I want to thank you for having me, for giving me a chance to talk about my brother's story. And I would tell everyone else who's been showing lots of love towards my family. I want to thank them as well. And I'm thinking that we will have a commemoration of his life on March 28th. Um,
Okay.
that's when we are. I mean, I would be more than happy to send you an invite if you guys want to cover his memorial service that we're having for him. So it would be on March 28th.
This
When
in Boston? He's
it's
being buried in Boston?
no, what we are. I mean, it's my mom's call. She feels like if they do not want him to stay here
Hmm.
in this country, why would she leave his remains here?
Yeah.
Where we feel like at home, where he grew up, he will be he will be welcome. I mean, people are very sad about it. So we are going to take him home to Haiti in Okai. That's where we are from. That's when we are gonna bury him.
Okay.
Yeah,
That makes complete sense to me.
yeah.
Again, Quisner, thank you so much. Our
Thank you very
condolences.
much.
We'll be with you and wait for any other information you'd like to share. Thanks again so
Not
much.
a problem. Thank you. Have a good one.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.